Morning. Welcome back to Explicit FPV. I am your semi-caffeinated, pretty crabby host this morning. The house is just waking up, but I have been down here pretty much all morning. We've had some insane thunderstorms that came through. Power had gone out a couple times. And in the middle of that, around 2 a.m., some of the worst, staring out the window as the wife and kid were sleeping and snoring, and I could not sleep. Power went out, watched a transformer detonate. And then when the power comes back on, the LEDs that are under my desk and then the bar in the other room pop back on as soon as they get power. So I'm down in the basement and I'm turning off everything. And then the power goes out again. Pitch black. Absolutely banged into everything. Couldn't see a thing. Left my phone upstairs so I had no light. But all good. But I've been down here all morning and farting around with a different project. Just kind of like a, hey, let's see if this will work thing. The moobz 7 project, as an update, is quote-unquote done, but not done. I'm not happy with the overall, which my OCD means everyone else would be happy with it. It flew great. I got like a 4-minute plus flight time in the basement and through the whole house, and really on it, so it wasn't being babied. But I don't want to show you. I want to try to tweak what I've done and see if I can make it better and work through some of the quirks that I had. So that will be this week for sure. I'm just waiting for a new frame because I had to modify the frame to do what I want, and then it didn't do what I wanted, and then to get it to fly, long story short, I'm just not happy. But it flew great, but we'll get into that when I get it and show it to you and see. And again, I might just completely blow out the whole project and completely change it from where it's at. But my little project this morning was I ended up taking the motors off and using it on my moobz 6/7 project. This was the BL Heli, or the inductrix BL from Horizon Hobby, which is Spectrum stuff. This was their first attempt at a brushless whoop. That's basically what it looked like. Kind of boring, but kind of cool. This I use as letting other people fly and more of a trainer just on its weird characteristics of flying. There's such a null in the yaw, like a delay. So when you're stick moving, it seems, in which it's probably milliseconds, or whatever you want to call it, but it's enough that you notice it. So it takes a little bit of getting used to. After a pack or so, you can kind of dial in. But it's not a bad flyer. It's still very, I think anybody that's an advanced flyer would be bored with it unless you just wanted to burn packs in the house and have it safe in something like this, which was super durable. I beat the living piss out of it, and the frame is in great shape. But I wanted to do something fun with it and just use up parts that I had and give myself a project this morning. So I ended up taking, what the hell's on my hand? Glue. This was the frame that I originally put the moobz 7 on. I'm like, I got it sitting here. I wonder if it would work. I had to take a considerable amount of custom fabrication, so to speak, to get it to work. The camera, there's no way to quote-unquote mount it to this and fit because of its odd shape and size with being an all-in-one FPV camera and video transmitter. That's what that antenna is in the back. It had enough tension inside here where I was able to just glue it after hiccups. I was able to glue it into position in the Gorilla Glue, hot glue. It ain't moving. All I had to do was just I forgot which way, as I, of course, took everything apart, which way the motor orientation was, as in the props are going in at it, so the slants on the inside are facing out. That was an easy enough check, test, just wired the way they need to be, and then figure out the board. So you got an extra plug. You got your 4 motor plugs, but you got one extra plug, which is, can you see it? Not really. Not really. It's back in there. Trust me, where all these white wires are coming from. And then on the other side, no, you can't even have. There you go, right to the side of the post where my thumbnail is there. There's the other one for the receiver. And it's cool. I forgot this thing had an external diversity receiver. So you got one antenna that's bent in for some reason there, and then one coming out the back. So the quad's covered, but not that I'm going to fly this thing very far away. It's not really good in acro because, again, you can't kind of tune it. It's okay. It's a little aggressive, but I'll fart with the controller a little bit, see if I can tweak some of the settings in there, and just see what I can get out of this. But it's mainly just a yard cruiser to have fun. I just did a quick pop test. Decent, quiet, a little quieter, but the motors make a lot of noise. There's just a lot of movement in the shaft. We call that the bell. It's a little loud, but what are you going to do? This is just a fun project. I actually like how it came out. And the cool part is the LED that's on the board that made this thing glow, that was completely customizable. You can go in and right through the on-screen display through the camera, you can change the color of it to be what color you want when it's doing acro, safe mode, or arm, disarm. So yeah, it's a simple battery mount. There's a little bit of rubberized stuff down there. We'll see how that holds up. It's not going to be super aggressively flown, but I'm liking how it looks. So it's cool. And I was able to, I had a clear canopy because I call this one the Ghost because it was all clear. And then when it flew by with a little color LED really fast, you just saw like a trail. So it was like a spirit, paranormal joke, because I've done some of that paranormal stuff for a while. But yeah, that's where it's at. I'm happy with it. I will put up some footage once it stops raining, thundering, being miserable. It's been just a shit show weather-wise here, but that's what's going on. I hope you guys are having a blessed Sunday morning. Get a trip out, go take a ride to Cabela's today, see what they got for ammo out there. Supposedly ammo is coming back, which is cool, so get my hands on some new ammo. And the Mobula 7 project will be worked out this week. So it may come down to, that was another thing, the motors that were on this, I forget, they were actually like 0702s instead of 0802s, but this, I can't show it to you without ruining it. The shaft is much taller, so the prop's actually sticking out of the frame, which is part of the problem. But stay tuned. Peace out.